we are gonna go straight into this. Welcome, hello everyone. To we're back on again with the Wild Beyond the Wesleyan Witchlight Carnival. That was a really strange way of trying to say that. Welcome. We've got with us today Abby and Carney and Ender are all in the house. Hoping Elred's going to be able to get a chance to join us here shortly too. But we're diving straight in. So where we have left off, there's been a large saga down here in Downfall in this place called Hither in the Feywild. And in particular, where we are at Downfall, when you first arrived, you met a king. That interaction did not go particularly well. You were jailed, where you met a person by the name of Morgort, who had also been jailed for trying to help a pseudo dragon escape to by way of a balloon that Morgort stole from Downfall. You guys go through a battle that is supposed to be the one to determine your freedom. In doing so, you try to incite a riot. It doesn't quite take. Scraggs ends up being quote unquote killed. Ends up just not actually becoming. Ends up kind of sitting in that position of being sneaky about their death. Scraggs actually ends up finding this electric balloon of some sort that covered in shadow and cloud, and meeting some creatures there too. You guys then, after having now procured your freedom, minus Scraggs, settle into the king's court after fashion. Scraggs, for their part, manages to also find out who has everyone's belongings after you were jailed. You regather, go collect those belongings from another bullywug who apparently wants power in Downfall. That bullywug's name was Muckstump, Baron of Muckstump. Between the king and this Baron of Muckstump, you have now you guys create two different reasons for you guys to go visit the hag named Slackjaw, and so you go into the hag with a crate of gifts from Muckstump, as well as a book that you're supposed to return, and you determine that you're going to frame probably Muckstump on behalf of the king, who actually got the book themselves instead of Muckstump. Oh, all sorts of framing things happening. You guys get in there to meet the hag. The hag was entertaining a guest. The guest leaves. You guys end up being pressed into service for the hag to help her clear out her pool. You do so quite well after dealing with a gelatinous cylinder, and while doing so, also uncover a new person that was being jailed in here by the name of Aravis. Yeah, and Aravis is helping now. Kind of joined your party to help you out as you guys to go back upstairs to try to continue to convince the hag to provide you with some information or to make a deal and so on and so forth. And you find yourselves struggling to do so. And in an attempt to really press that advantage a bit, suddenly, through wild magic surges, a fireball explodes the place apart. You end up battling the hag, get a little bit bloodied and hurt. Nobody was more surprised, however, than the hag, who ended up having to just simply leave. They just left after taking quite a bit of damage. However, you decided to stay around for a little bit afterwards to see if you could figure out exactly what to do, and maybe to see if there's anything left in this hut that this hag has been staying in, has claimed as their home, to try to resolve, to try to see if there's any unique treasures. One of you guys did notice a shadow kind of flitting about over top of your heads. But after having done that and started exploring, you discovered that there was, in fact, more things that were just dangerous too, including things that cast darkness and made it very difficult to hit them. After dealing with this strange mannequin-like thing that ended up turning into something much different, you decided that, you know what, staying is not worth it, and started leaving out of the hut. Now, that's where we're going to pick up. So if there's anything you guys want to do before you leave the hag's establishment, now is the time to do it.
Tommy's just like, GTFO, GTFO.
Erebus is still grasping the slimy creature, head down, saying, "Oh, Donnie, I barely knew thee."
Oh, that's right. The darkness is dropped, by the way. I'm trying to get into the Roll20 to pull that off for you guys right now, but the darkness has dropped.
Erebus?
Oh, I can still hear her.
Hello?
Do you touch me?
Yeah, I just poke you on the shoulder.
Oh, Donnie. Oh, I thought you... He throws the monster's body away from him.
Yeah, that was a dead monster.
I knew that. Well, you're alive. That's better than being dead. I think we should leave.
I think so too. This is pretty rough. And no matter what loot we can get, I don't think it's worth it.
I think your variant human friend is well, he's almost died like 7 times so far. So I don't think he has much of a choice as I bodily lift his almost unconscious form off the ground.
This is Scrags you're lifting?
Yeah.
Hey, get off me! What are you doing?
We need to get going.
I'm dying. Help me.
You're fine. Well, actually, you're probably not fine, but you're fine for now.
Come closer. I need to tell you something.
Not with that breath. Thank you.
No, please. I have to tell you something special. About Shimo and Elraid, please.
Shimo? That's the bear?
Shimo is the one who can turn into a bear, yes.
Please, come closer. I'm fading fast.
Okay, go.
What do I have for this?
You can do an insight check if you want.
Yes. My insight's probably one of my worst ones. Well, no, it's not one.
Well, let's see it. I gotta get this roll up here too for you guys.
Natural 1. I'm totally into it.
You're totally into this exchange, yeah.
Yes, I'm going in.
Tell Shimo and Elraid. I hate him. And with that, he'll put a finger in your ear and it's all wet and squidgy. And he'll start cackling to himself. Gotcha, loser.
I take out my dagger.
Hey, calm down. No need to kill me. Come on, let's go.
Elred is gonna grab you by the shoulder, says, "This is normal, get used to it." And then turn to actually find that same trapdoor that you guys first came into this building from. If you're actually looking at the map, it's right there. So he starts kind of making his way in that general direction. You guys all going?
Yeah.
You're lucky that wasn't the first time someone's done that to me.
Alright, let's get out of here and we can decide where we're going on the way
At
out.
least you're not a minotaur. Okay, fellas.
Alright, I am gonna get... Oh gosh, who should I get to do this? I think it's gonna be... oh wow, it's Scrags, who's got the highest passive. So, Scrags, I'm gonna get you to roll for me a perception check as you guys make your way out of this facility.
20. Okay, I'm just doing it 1 second.
Yeah, no worries. While you're pulling that down, or while you're rolling that out, so you guys open up that trap door and you see the rickety stairs that you used to get all the way up here in the first place. And above you, you can still see the wooden floor. The whole building is still creaking and moaning under the pressure of itself without half of itself inside itself.
Ooh.
Okay, so 5. Good to know.
I don't know what I rolled.
You rolled
Maybe
a
a
5.
5. Shit. I saw a 22 next to it.
My wisdom's bigger than that.
Your passive.
Or my
is-
passive perception. Oh, his passive is the bigger. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I did roll
okay.
a 22, so if someone give me an advantage, there you go. You're welcome.
Well, with the 5, you're basically out. As you're looking out, you can see the base of the hut that you were just inside, walking down some stairs to get to that raft that you used to get here. However, beyond that, it's all cloud and mist. And you remember that you had to actually row your way through this mist, not really knowing, just kind of going by sense as to where to go and how to get there. But that's what you notice is just a whole bunch of mist around you, and aside from that, it's the same kinds of sounds that you were expecting to hear inside the swamp. You know what? I will get Erevis to roll 1 because Erevis has got a pretty high passive wisdom as well.
11.
Okay, so what the average person will be able to hear, which is basically what an 11 is, you're also going to hear that there is just general clamor and commotion coming from beyond, outside of the mist. Just loud croaking and loud chatter and the occasional metal on wood kind of sound, or and just general disarray of humanoid activity beyond the
Perhaps we
mist.
should attempt to pass unseen, as I will try and stealth.
Oh, okay, but you're all as a group, so let's get everybody to roll out that stealth check. That's a hell of a roll, though. There's a nat 20 on that one.
Erebus vanishes.
I forgot I was Dottie and not Jetta. I don't have Pass Without a Trace.
Oh, no, yeah. Different characters.
Yep.
All right.
I
I'll
was
roll
like,
out
oh, I
Kashimo
got this. Just
and
kidding.
Elred.
Not bad still.
That's a pretty good stealth check, all the same. Scrags, I'll get you to roll it too. Here comes Elred's.
Okay, well, I'll give Elred a advantage.
How are you giving him advantage? It's a stealth check.
Are you trickery
Yes.
domain?
I am trickery domain. I give advantage to anyone I want.
Oh, there you go. He gets a 19 then. How about them apples? And here comes... Okay, 19 for Elred, but 10 for Shimo, and 2 4s for Scrags. Ouch! We got to get those rolls out of your way there, Carney. Okay, so... But we
Me
had
and
a
Dottie
nat
are like
20.
shadows in the side, like look at each other as these.
Like, the thing I don't
So-
understand about trickery clerics is they give advantage on stealth to other people, but they wear medium armor. They're screwed.
So hang on. What is that ability again? Let's look at the mechanics of this and see if we can get some creativity going on.
You can only cast it on other people. You can't use it on yourself. It's very specific.
Oh,
So maybe
bollocks!
you're like, shh, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's because it's a cleric
Yeah.
and they force you into actually helping other people. That's okay.
Yeah.
So with a 28, a 20, a 19, that is Elred, Dottie, and Erevis comfortably and quietly make their way down to the raft. On their way down, though, Shimo kind of grabs Scrags and starts talking a little bit louder than perhaps he intended, and just mentions, "Ever get that feeling like you're supposed to be somewhere?"
What you mean?
All the time, actually. At every moment. But I don't know if that counts.
Well, for my part, I've lived my life by the light of Yulil. In this space, she has a difficult time getting here. And for once, and he kind of looks back up to the hut, I feel like I may have actually done something good about that.
Good for you. I think.
What are you implying?
This place needs fixing. Maybe this is where I'm supposed to be.
Are we becoming construction workers?
Not
I've
fixing.
never been
I'm
a
in.
construction worker.
I don't have. No.
I'm willing to give it a shot.
You're not familiar with Yunlil, are you? He just kind of looks at you and looks at you, Erebus, and just kind of places his left hand on your right shoulder.
Is that the thing that comes out of your mouth after you? Maybe not.
Not this time. Yunlil is the goddess of light, of the sun. And I haven't seen her for nearly an elven day since we got here. And I get the sense that she's supposed to be here, but isn't. And now with that hag gone, I feel a lightness. No pun intended. No, that's not true. It really was intended. But I feel better, and I feel like there's something that I could be doing here.
All right. I don't really want to go back to the Hag's Den, but if you want to, I won't stop you. What about you, Daddy?
I agree. Will you keep in touch?
I want to see you off first.
That is kind.
Then we'll see how things go.
Okay.
So you guys get.
So how do we get out of here?
He says, I'd say we get out of the mist, and then figure it out from there.
Okay.
And so you guys all
Scrag,
hop into
you
the
just-
boat.
Stop, and I try and help him with sneaking.
You just kind of start, tying a couple of things around his waist a little bit closer together so that his medium armor doesn't go clang clang so much. But you guys make your way into the rowboat and start pushing your way off the hut. And you can now see the whole hut is just kind of leaning to one side, more so than it was before you guys got here. And the side that's leaning towards happens to be the side that you just rode out from underneath. So it was kind of, it was looking like you were going to get into some trouble if you stuck around in that one spot for too long. We
I don't think that building's up to code.
We have
Hal,
Elred.
Hi.
There we go.
Fantastic.
So you make your way into the mist on this rowboat, leaving the hag's house and getting into the mist. No problem. As soon as the mist starts to peel away, you now are all very aware of just this absolute flurry of activity of bullywugs all up and down the various islands and rows that they appear on. I'm going to bring us back to the other map here as I'm talking here too.
What is a bullywug again?
A bullywug is basically a large toad-like humanoid.
Oh, good. That's exactly what I wanted to hear.
So you guys are on a rowboat. Let's get you to that map, just so you can get a kind of a glimmer as to what you're looking at here. And I got to get Erebus on there now too. I haven't put Erebus on this map yet. Let's do so. There we
I
go.
get to be on a map.
And
A map? Crazy.
I know.
Erebus, what's your race again?
I am an elf.
So yes, you do have dark vision. Out that far. Okay, cool. There. So now you should be able to see things too. So generally speaking, this is kind of what you're seeing. You do see this large tree that just kind of looks withered, but it is looming over top of you to your right. You can see the King's Court off to the left, and then just a flurry of activities, rafts going between the islands, people seeming to gather things. One of them kind of running around the side of the King's Court, notices you guys as you guys come out of the mist, and says, and just starts croaking. That's all you hear. You don't hear anything in common. It's just a
Do I
croaking
kill him?
No, what's going on here?
He's looking like, we don't know. You tell us. And he's now got his spear out, kind of in guarded stance.
What's happening? Maybe we can help.
You're the ones who made the explosion.
Oh.
You don't know that. We were just
You're-
on the river.
You're the only ones here.
We were
And
fishing.
he croaks again.
Slackjaw tried to kill us.
But we made her run away?
Yeah.
And just starts croaking again, trying to get some attention. A whole horde of them are now actually gourding. I'm not going to put the tokens on the map, but there's a whole gathering now of armed knight bullywugs, which you've all had a chance to interact with once before, and realize that would not end well. The one of them actually has a giant crocodile on a leash that just seems to be the only one that seems to be kind of docile here is that giant crocodile. Everybody else is very much up in arms.
Retreat? Are these allies? I don't know how your general relationship with these are.
Testy.
I'm gonna get
Yeah.
I
I didn't study.
No, Erevis. I'm gonna get Erevis to roll a general perception check.
Okay.
Which I think is probably a little bit better than your insight. Oh, that's not doesn't matter anyway. No, with an 8.
The
Okay.
rolls today.
Yeah, man, we got to get rid of these rolls for you. You get the actually. No, I'll give Dottie a chance to look for one as well. Go for a perception check.
Oh man, this is my worst.
I'm giving chances, guys. You can't say I don't do that. That's for sure. There's the 8. Apparently, you guys just
Do you want me
aren't
to
meant
try?
to see this. No, I've already got 2. I can only do 2. You're just
I
not
can
meant
try.
to see this. So, you see this gathering, and they all look up in arms. They look scared. They look angry. They look any combination of heightened that you can possibly imagine. All of them armed, and looking to protect.
Let's dock somewhere else, I would say.
And you start.
Shimo, get him.
I don't think that's wise.
No, that's a bad idea.
Do you guys go back into the mist?
Mm,
Or are you going to try and make your way around a different route?
I mean,
I'm actually going to condense your tokens a little bit more too.
Potentially,
So-
I have a spell that can help us.
Do you have any spells left?
I've only cast a spiritual weapon, so I still have 1 second level spell, I believe. Let me just double check. Nope, that's a lie. I have nothing left.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm a liar. Sorry.
that's all good. We figured it. I figured as much, but it's good to double check. So, are you guys going to go back into the mist? Are you going to try and go around? What do you guys want to do?
I'm not one for giving myself to the authorities.
oh yeah, and we're certainly in no condition to fight. Oh gosh.
Did we do anything wrong?
Do these like?
You don't.
I don't know how like uniform the soldiers are or whatever, but does it look like these are like kind of the same bullywogs that we were dealing with earlier?
That you had to tussle with earlier on, I would say yes. Most of them do. There's a couple of them that don't look like they've been trained, but the vast majority of them that are there, they do look like they've been trained.
Alright.
And as you're kind of considering what as you guys
Do you have
look
a
out,
first level spell?
okay,
I could disguise self as the king.
well, and you also remember that none of these bullywugs think you're still alive.
Tell them to go away.
Right, Scrags?
I have
all of the-
one spell.
Well, I was going to say, rather than turning into the king, we might
Maybe
I'll
just get out
turn
of
Leveraging-
here.
into
Well,
Slapjaw.
saying
Slackjaw.
he
All
did.
right.
I've kind of run us away a little.
He also said
Alright.
that
Oh,
he made
Slackjaw.
Slackjaw ran away.
So Scraggs, is that what you're
Alrighty.
doing? You're turning yourself into Slackjaw?
I'm turning into Slackjaw. I am Slackjaw now in the boat. I'm
All
just
right.
sitting there.
So there's
I'm
5 of
using
you
my
in the
last
boat,
slot.
and you guys are all kind of
Oh,
looking at
God.
these bullywugs who are gathered on the side, and looking around at to figure out what's going on. You look at each other to see if you can garner some sort of indication as to what you should do. And Slackjaw's beside you. Scraggs is not.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Why
good.
don't we find an
I've got
escape
this.
plan?
I've got this. How
Jeez.
exactly did Slackjaw sound again?
What's the immediate
Slackjaw.
reaction of the bullywugs?
The immediate reaction now that you notice Slackjaw, you look over to the bullywugs. They're all like they take a back step as they realize that that Slackjaw is there, and they're no longer actually pointing forward. They're now like
I'll say,
the ones who aren't trained.
hello,
They just dip out.
deities. Hello, deities. Would you all please leave? I have conversations to have with these people. Please, just go away. Tell
Roll
the
for
king
me
I
a
wish to see
deception
him.
check with advantage.
Oh, you
Oh,
shouldn't have said
man.
that.
Deception.
Oh, that's not bad. 18 is not bad.
18 is pretty, but that's not with advantage. Oh yeah, it is. You did the keep one thing. Gotcha. So yeah, that's okay. The bullywug stepped back a little bit. Sorry, one of them actually steps forward to you. Like all of the ones that weren't trained, they kind of left, except for one who kind of steps out on the dock as you guys are kind of still floating towards it, and says, leans out and says, "Are you quite all right, milady?" And you guys recognize this one immediately
If you
as
don't run
Muck Stump.
away. Muck Stump. Oh, he's with us. Oh.
No, Muck
If
Stump
you
isn't with
don't
you.
run away right now,
Muck Stump is the one that's actually
if you
greeting.
don't run away right now,
Sorry, we must be
Okay,
having a lag there on the sound.
I
so,
will
yeah.
turn you into a slug. Now, go away. I have
Okay.
questions with these.
He gestures them all away, and all the bullywugs, the ones that are trained, like one of them says, "I gotta go report this to the king," and just leaves. And they all start to kind of disperse away. Muck Stump ushering them, herding them like ants out of the area, so that you guys can actually land on the. I'm gonna take some of those tokens off here because they won't be there anymore. But
Dottie, I need you to start screaming when I touch you, right? Now, you little miss, did you try to kill me? I shall burn you to death, and I'll touch her.
No!
Dottie, roll me a
Will you-
deception check.
From the downfall.
What?
I'll say.
Everybody.
You said we will pay back our debts. Please let Dottie go and help with the deception.
Yeah, you can. Dottie, go for a deception check with advantage now.
Elred is extremely confused.
18, guys. Now we're getting our rolls back, so that's good.
Yeah.
So as you guys are kind of landed in there, and you kind of hear this murmur from further away, one thing you will also notice off in the distance is a balloon, but it's not a regular swamp balloon like you first met Sir Talavar in. It is a weird one, made of black cloud that every once in a while has a little bit of a flash of lightning just inside the cloud, and then this
That's not
balloon
good.
base lifting away. Scraggs, you recognize this balloon. It was moored, and it was where you went to.
Is that the Darklings one?
It is the Darklings balloon, yes, but that is now easily
Ooh.
about 100 feet away from where it was, and up in the air as well, and flying away.
Oh shoot! Did I scare off the Darklings? Oh no! I wanted to trade Dottie's hair for stuff.
Wait, what?
Oh, it's a pity.
Wait,
Classic.
what?
Pity now.
With that,
Daddy's hair color.
Oh, okay. Wait, still.
Yeah,
That's even worse.
yeah, you were just all like, oh yeah. Wait, what?
Oh, okay, what?
So you guys are now landed on this dock. You've now cleanly provided your deception, but you still need to get out of here. And the only thing that you guys know from Slack before you guys entered, before Fireball blew you guys up, was that Slackjaw wanted you guys to go to thither for something. Whether or not you remember that is up to the players for this time.
I remember she
but-
wanted to. She wanted a painting of herself, I believe, from
you go.
her sister. Yeah.
There was also, but she also suggested that there was one person who knew how to get there, and that was a scarecrow.
Hmm.
And
Doesn't seem like an option now.
Yeah, we kind of so.
Well,
Well,
Burnt that bridge.
yeah.
Literally.
That being said, we probably should. I mean, if we want to get out of here as like a whole place, we kind of maybe need to go to thither.
Oh no.
well,
I
you
don't
Get
guys
know.
out
remember
of
meeting
here.
a scarecrow
Can we
on your
take
way
a
in through Downfall.
hot air balloon?
Yeah. Should we go to what's his name that wants us to take over the king for the king?
The
Should we go
Bullywog
to
of
his
Monk-
place? Take a
Mucktump?
look. Yeah.
You mean the guy you just
Uh,
told to run away?
Wait, no, the guy who wants to take
Yeah.
over the king.
Yeah,
Yep.
that dude.
Muck Stump. Go to his place, lay low for a day, take a long, nice rest, and then figure out what to do tomorrow morning.
Right. I will
'Cause,
say you did
I'm
just
spent.
tell him to run away. We don't know where he
I
is.
Well,
told them
but-
all to run away. It doesn't
The
matter.
hag did.
I personally think we should get out of here like as soon as possible, and then maybe sleep in the hot air balloon on the way out if we can steal one.
But what can we do? I mean, maybe those my buddies in the balloon can help. But what are we gonna do? Does anyone have something? Dottie, do you have like a message or something?
I have a message, but I don't think it would reach them with them being that far away.
Blah.
How far does message reach?
It's a pity.
I can check.
60 feet, maybe.
120.
Yeah, 120.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, you get a bit of distance with that sucker. I will say that. Hang on, I got to do my math real quick. So, I will say that the last time, and
Trigonometry.
Dottie, this is what you're gonna remember. The last time you saw anybody who seemed even remotely allied to you, it was the King Gullif, and it was Morgort, and it was in this building that you guys are currently sitting beside. Scraggs, the other one that you think would consider potentially a little bit more allied to you guys, Muckstump, you just saw him walk away behind this King's Court. Behind this building that you're
Yeah, well,
currently
we
sitting
needed
beside.
to get rid of all of them. Those darklings could be helpful. I mean, if I remember correctly, they didn't really like Slackjaw. They didn't like anyone except me, so.
Can I attempt to send
It
them?
doesn't really seem like anyone here likes Slackjaw. Seems like it's more of a fear situation we got to
Look.
deal with.
I think if I hide, turn back, Dottie, you message them to say, look, the crazy guy who's talking about the pink hair wants to chat. They might be able to just take us away from here. Maybe. I don't know.
They're already
It's worth
gone.
a shot. We could get into a balloon, fly. Oh, well,
That
that's-
balloon's already off in the air and flying away. They're already gone.
Okay.
Hmm.
So message one at home.
Alright, so
Um,
before we get an escape, we need to find how to get to thither, which means we need the scarecrow.
I have an idea.
Should we go and talk to the king with me as Slackjaw and ask a few questions and try to get something, or should we just leg it?
I think we should just get out
Yeah,
of
I'm
here.
in, I'm in
What
the
you
Leggett
saying?
camp,
If we talk to anyone, I think it should
All
be
right,
Muckstump.
let's
especially if you get found
let's
out.
leg it.
All right, so what are you guys doing?
Yeah, you'll all die if
Can I
find
attempt
out.
to send a message to Muxum?
You can certainly try. Yeah,
Okay, so let's see if he's in.
you kind of know where in the general vicinity that he went. So
Okay. I'll just say, Muxum, can you help us find the scarecrow? You can respond to this message.
you're gonna get in your ears or in your mind backs. You need the scarecrow. Um, I can I can bring them. Is that what you want?
That
Is
would
that
be
what?
wonderful.
Because this is a cantrip, you guys could just keep doing this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's gonna respond. He's gonna respond. If that's what Slackjaw wants.
It is what she wants.
Okay. I'll be right back with the scarecrow.
Thank you.
And inside his head, or inside your head, you're gonna say, "Holy crap, Slackjaw's powerful." And just then it just
Yeah.
goes dead silent in you.
That's amazing.
Okay. So you're just gonna sit here for a little bit and see what happens.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Uh,
All right. Well, so you guys kind of settle into this spot here. You kind of notice that there's not a lot of activity here. That the sounds and the flurry of activity have somewhat die down, but there's definitely a lot of chatter off beyond the King's Court building that you're at right now, off into the distance. You kind of get the same sense that it might be somewhere near that gazebo that you guys first came across. But there's a lot of chatter, and then the chatter kind of starts dying down, and you can start hearing footfalls coming off from a long ways in the distance towards you,
Ah.
and like a lot of
I'll
footfalls.
be practicing my cackling.
yeah.
All right.
Figured this was gonna happen.
Erebus disappears.
Should I do Is it just going to be me? Am I getting killed?
Muxum, how close are you?
No response.
Oh
Uh,
What did he say?
He didn't respond. Swim away, swim away.
if we run now, I think that looks even worse.
Okay.
I think we gotta talk our way through this.
Okay.
Coming around the corner, just as you guys set up there, are two bullywugs, then two more, all armed, all large, and just beyond them, you can hear one of the first was, "Found him, sir," and then you guys they kind of start moving towards you and just kind of stop right beside the docks and just kind of put a guarding stance there, and behind them, on two knights' shoulders, they got about 8 knights here now. On two more knights' shoulders sits King Gullop, so that he can see over top of their heads.
Oh, no.
And he looks down at you guys and says, sees what he perceives? Question mark. I guess I got to do the roll. Yeah, he looks down at Slackjaw, Scrags, and says, "Your house made a large sound not an hour ago. Are you quite all right?"
Yes, these creatures are entertaining me. I am interested in knowing more about where they came from. So they told me your name.
And he's looking, his eyes are now darting directly towards Elred and Shimo and Dottie, and he looks at no, he can't see Erebus. Elred, Dottie, Shimo, just kind of starts darting. And I'm going to get Elred, because you're the closer one, to roll for me a quick perception check.
Yeah.
Or insight check. Your choice.
Perception is a little better. Not that much better.
Yeah,
it's just the number of the day for perception checks, huh?
He says, he looks to you, Scrags, says, "Why me?"
Can Elred just kind of interject, like, Oh, yes, we were just telling her how you helped us return that book.
Yes, the book. I have some questions. I am grateful for the return.
And he visibly just kind of relaxes on the shoulders at that last sentence.
Who has the book right now?
Slackjaw
No,
had it.
this is a question to the Slack had it, but we fireballed her. So did she run off with the book?
You didn't see what she
Yes,
had
she
with
did.
her.
If it's not still in, if she doesn't have it on her, and it's not still in the house, then it probably got destroyed in the blast. But we never checked on the book.
I want the book. Okay.
Yeah.
Slackjaw will say, I need to discuss things with a associate of mine, the Scarecrow.
The Scarecrow.
Yes.
Do you just need... Are you sure everything's okay? Do you need us to look at the house?
I already talked to that worthless muck stump, and he is bringing the Scarecrow to me now. I wish to talk to him about these creatures.
Muck. He looks starts to kind of puff up his chest. I can do this for you. I can do this for you.
No, you've done more than enough. I am very happy with your performance. As such, you have been a worthful ally.
Thank you, and so have you. Get me down.
I shall tell my
put him down.
sisters about you.
Oh, okay. And he's
no.
gonna say, "Oh God, you have sisters? I mean, you have sisters."
Yes.
How
I shall
many?
tell how valuable you are.
How many?
You shall be ruling here for the foreseeable future, but I need you to do something for me.
Yeah.
I wish to discuss privately with the Scarecrow these creatures, and I will push Elred. These creatures have much knowledge I wish to know, and the Scarecrow knows how to get this for me.
Okay, just let him.
Make sure this dock is well defended.
Indeed. Okay, you stay and he starts giving out commands to first of all let you guys into the court that you guys are already quite familiar with, and then also gives commands to leave a lineup of like all 8 of these knights that are there are now lined up at the front of this court to try to protect it a little bit. And it's at that point in time that Muck Stump does actually appear out from behind. At the end of all of these commands, it kind of appears out from behind, just kind of looking around the corner. And just over top of Muck Stump's head, looking around the corner, is the gourd that is the Scarecrow's head. And it just kind of rattles as it comes around the corner. The king turns to Muck Stump and says, and kind of, "Don't know what you did, but be warned, I'm watching." And he starts leading his 2 personal guards away from the space. "Everybody else, away!" And Muck Stump kind of steps forward to you, Slackjaw, and says, "The Scarecrow." "Clapperclaw at your service," nods his head, and rattle sound comes in his head as...
Good, Muck Stump. I wish you to stay while I interrogate these creatures.
You want me to go in with you?
Yes.
Okay. Kind of turns around the corner and just kind of sits in the water right as you guys enter this space. And you guys are all now comfortably in this space with a. I'll just move you guys up in there. With a scarecrow. Scarecrow kind of looks at the water and is there a way I can be in here without being in water?
Is there like a spot that's like dry or?
The only dry spot seems to be the stairs that actually take you up to the building that is in the tree.
Okay.
So you could get hit if you could get him over to those stairs. That would
Oh
probably
yeah, I was gonna.
be
I'm
good.
just gonna lift him.
Yeah. Okay. Just like a little baby with a gourd head over top of his shoulders, all the way over to the staircase, and just kind of sits down. He looks at you, Scrags. Are you really Slackjaw? I lost Scrags.
I'm still here. I'm just kind of
Oh,
wondering what to say.
Oh, okay.
I mean, this probably. I mean, I feel like we need to talk. I feel like lying to this thing would not necessarily behoove us, since we do need information from it. Also,
Scarecrow,
as kind of like a point of order,
Sure.
how much time would you have left on the disguise? 'Cause it only lasts
It's
like
an
an
hour.
hour.
Yeah, I'd say
Yeah.
it's been a while. I'd say he's probably got about 20 minutes left on it.
Okay. Which means it'll probably drop before we
Scarecrow.
actually leave, anyways.
Yeah, but maybe Slackjaw can just dive into the water and disappear. Scarecrow,
Yes.
I wish to have some information. I am going to completely ignore that question. I wish to have some information from you. You met these creatures not a few days ago.
Yes, I did. Frankly, surprised they're still alive.
Good.
Thanks.
I wish you to talk to them about something of particular import while I just sit over here doing nothing. I'll go and I'll sit over a little way away so you guys ask the questions that you need to ask. Because
He's
I
gonna
was
look to you,
down
Slackjaw.
when you.
Yeah, that's right too. He's gonna look to you, Slackjaw, and say, I hate to do this, but with reciprocity, I'll happily do this, but I want my antlers back.
Yes. I am sure these creatures will be able to assist you with that task.
You're the
I
one
no
who
longer
has it.
possess them. I do not have them.
Where did they go?
That is a good question that my sisters will have to answer. But these creatures
Your
will be able to
sisters?
assist you.
So it sounds like
Of
the
course,
missions are
everyone
one
has
of the
sisters.
same. If you help us
Okay.
get the
Everyone
feather,
has
we can help you
sisters. Who
find
doesn't
her.
have a sister?
We're just kind of just like, I don't.
Okay, if you're gonna help me find my antlers, I would be happy that. Let's do this. What do you need?
Would you be able to help us get to thither?
I could help you get there, but I don't think I can't stay.
That's fine. We just need to get there.
Yeah, I can get you to Nib's cave. I could do that.
Okay.
Um,
Time is of the essence, so can we go like right now?
he looks over to you and says, "Is the balloon available?"
The balloon?
Are there
It
multiple
looks to
balloons?
Scrags. Looks to Scrags, says, "Is the balloon available?"
Maybe. I mean, maybe we will have time to access the balloon from King Gullop.
We could, if it's okay by you, and well, will be okay by the king if it's okay by you. Then the balloon would get us there best. Otherwise, I don't know my way through the mists very well. It's over the mist.
Okay. I will place this one as my ward, and I'll point to Dottie. And I'll turn to Muckstump. She has my full authority to requisition anything she requires. I have other business to attend to.
Of course you do. And
do you understand?
To Dottie and turns to Dottie and says, "Your Majesty, I'm at your service, and I forgive the moniker. I'd never actually learned your proper first name. Everybody knows you as Slackjaw. I don't know what to actually call you."
Oh no.
I do not give out that information. It is my weakness.
Oh, of course.
As all know. And with that massive lie, I'm going to start backing away very slowly to jump into the water.
Okay.
Now I have to go away from here for no reason. Except that I know. Now.
Except your house. Do you need help putting your house back together?
Dragon man. You dragon man. Yes, I have to put my house back together. You dragon man. I want you to lower me safely into the water, and should anything appear, to do something with it. And I'm going to the water. Don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You're on mute. You're on mute.
Oh.
He's
no,
on
Elred's.
mute. What's?
We can hear Elred.
No, not Elred, but what's it is on mute? Rory.
Erebus?
Erebus, yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah,
I
Erebus,
don't know if that's on purpose on it.
If you're trying to talk, you're muted.
Yeah, we can't hear you, Erebus. I don't know what it is about your system. It just decides it doesn't want to let you talk anymore. So I have no idea how many things you've been saying. I'm sorry, dude.
Yeah.
We can see you great though.
Yeah. Elred will help lower her into the water, and then, like when he realizes, like Scrags, he's going to grab him, pull him out, and like throw him onto the deck.
Okay. For Muckstump's part, he's gonna look out to you guys and say,
"Oh,
there we go. I hear you. We're good now. We got you back again." That was weird.
I don't know.
I don't know either. Anyway, so she's gonna Muckstump's gonna look around the corner at you guys and say, "Oh shit, where is she actually?"
We're not sure.
I rolled a nat 20 on that on the insight check on things.
She sort of flew away on their lily pad. Kind of rude, if you ask me.
We almost killed her.
Yeah, she's gone.
We ran her out of town, is what we did.
She's not dead. We tried to get her, but she ran away.
She fled
see the wheels
the
just
mud.
turning. And you guys are gonna... Yes. We're gonna get you at... Yes.
We were quite drained before the fight, honestly.
All right.
We can take her.
Let's get you out of here. I don't recommend going through the court right now. I recommend just going straight over to the balloon. Take the raft.
Okay.
Jumping on
Time is of the essence.
Do you know how to square things with the king with yourself, yeah? You'll be fine.
I don't think there will be much squaring going on, and in fact, I think you might be talking to a new king next time you're by here.
That'd be wonderful.
Oh,
Huh.
you seem
I
very
have no
pleased with
idea what's
yourself.
going on.
I know.
And if Slactra does come back, we did.
Are
give her
you
your
going to
gift.
be future king?
We
If
did
things
give
go
her that.
right, yes.
We did give her that gift. I'm not sure how much
Congratulations!
it means coming from us now, but we did drop that off for you.
Okay, could you do me a favor? Could you just drop me
We
off on
did
the
have
other
an
side real quick?
accident.
Oh, yeah.
Someone fireballed her
Somebody
accidentally.
fireballed her? What? We heard
Our
the
friend
explosion.
Dottie decided that it was a good time to blow us all up. And it worked out.
Okay, who are you?
Oh, I am Erevis, also known as the Shy.
Eris, oh yeah, you were here earlier. Okay, fine. Okay, so
Am I attuned to the sticky fire stick? Yeah.
yeah, you were definitely attuned to that sucker now. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, good.
He says, okay, and you guys all hop into the raft. Is now very low in the water because there's all 6 of you, including Muckstump, in there, and 7 of you, including Muckstump and Clapperclaw. And that raft was definitely not built for that many, so it takes you a little bit to raft Muckstump across the way. He excitedly gets out and he says, "Plans must be made. Just go straight to the balloon and get out of here."
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
But wait, what about the antlers?
About the who knows?
The scarecrow's antlers.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
how's the
that's-
scarecrow reacting to all this?
Yeah, the scarecrow is gonna be like,
Scarecrow, what are you looking for?
I, and he's like looking at Scraggs and he's like, "You're you, but I'm you, but what's going?" And so he's kind of, you can hear the rattling of whatever nonsense is actually inside his gourd as well, all the way through this, and he looks to you, Scraggs.
I mean, what I'm asking is, should we
Okay.
stop back at the house before we
No,
leave?
no, says the scarecrow. No.
Yeah, that seems like a bad idea.
You said a fireball? My antlers are gone. They're done.
we'll
Elra's gonna,
find another
turn to,
way to
turn to
repay you later.
Muckstump and just be like, when you promise us you will find antlers for what's his name again? Scarecrow.
Clapperclaw. Clapperclaw.
Clapperclaw. No, something claw. Can you assure us that you will find claws for Clapperclaw or antlers for Clapperclaw?
Not here. But I'll keep my eyes open.
That's
There's
not.
Oh,
nothing.
wait, we only destroyed
I've been around the
house.
Bay. How common is antlers?
You've actually been around hither most recently. Extremely uncommon. Other locations, perhaps quite common.
All right. You look here. If we find
wait,
any
wait,
while
wait.
we're traveling,
Why is Hither? Would I know why Hither is like? Why we're here? Is it hard to get away from? Like,
Go ahead and roll for me a history check.
history.
I mean, when we
This-
were looking at the house, there's places that we never looked. So I don't think we destroyed the antlers.
Well, I'm not willing to go in there. If you guys are interested in going, and this is Clapperclaw, by the way. If you're interested in going in there, I'm staying with. What was your name again? Muckstump, the Baron of Muckstump. So I'm going to stay with the Baron then.
Yeah, let's just go. Let's not go back to the house.
that seems like a really bad idea.
It's fireball.
Going seems now good.
Shimo says, I think I'll stay with you, Muckstump. I think I'll be your armor if you need it.
Bow, bow, bow.
Shimo,
It
can you wanted to stay in the house? Can you have a look for the antlers?
Well, yes, I can, of course. I can look
I
for all
will
of the things
say-
that are in there.
You wanted to stay.
having someone here to help ensure that the crown is on our side would be beneficial.
my way of thinking as well, but more importantly, whatever is corrupting this place, perhaps the new king, or even the old king, if it has to be, but he looks directly over at Muxum, but preferably a new king, will help us get rid of the corruption. Muxum will say,
Well,
so long as I still have downfall, sounds good to me.
I was thinking, right, Shimo, you go into the house, find the antlers, keep an eye here on Muxum, make sure nothing bad happens to him, and when we come back here, let us know if the queen, if Slackjaw comes back, and we'll deal with her. But make sure you just stay out of her way. Just let us know what's going on, right?
I absolutely. And he kind of steps off the raft with Muxum onto the other island and says, I've always wanted to try giant crocodiles anyway. And the two of them just step off, and Shimo gives a wave. Dottie, do
Yeah.
me a favor. Only push yourself when necessary. That was scary.
Yeah.
But
I'll
also
try my
push
best.
yourself when it's. But also get comfortable pushing yourself when it's safe too.
Okay.
I was thinking we could just throw Dottie in the middle of some baddies and just have her kabloom. That's a viable strategy.
If
Oh,
she's
Shimo,
got...
real quick. Can I
Yes,
have
of
your
course.
Well,
I put my shoulder on his. I have put my hand on his shoulder and I say, "It's probably for the best."
Just to
no,
make sure
Shimo, you don't want to
really
get rid of
nice.
your flute playing.
I am going to ask you to
Local
roll a
lines.
persuasion check. With Eris's help, by the way, so go for
Okay.
advantage. Oh, you needed that, because it was a
Oh.
DC 20.
It was
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a DC 20 to get that. I suppose. That is true. You and I have been through quite a bit. And he looks over to Scraggs and says, is there anything that you would want? Or you? And he looks to Elred. Forgive me,
do you have
Erebus, I
any
don't know you
magic
well.
potions?
I thought we had such a
Any
connection.
magic
Stepping
potions
away,
got on
she
you?
goes in the door.
I am looking at his inventory right now. All right. He says,
You got magic potions, daggers, armor, whatever you got.
oh,
Food,
okay.
good berry. Use all your spells for good berry.
He doesn't have any spells left. He spent them all.
Good.
Sounds better.
All right, yeah. So he's going to offer to you, Dottie, until we meet again. I will want it back.
Okay.
So this means you have to come back.
Deal.
And he hands over his flute,
There
and he looks
is
over
one.
to you, and then he also reaches around his neck, and he pulls off of his neck and goes over towards Scraggs and looks to Elred and says, Elred, I would offer this to you, however, I do believe you're already in her light. I think Scraggs needs a little bit more of it. And he places a necklace around Scraggs' shoulder as he's leaving. And what you see is a amulet of a star underneath clouds. It says, may the light of Yunlu
There's
always
one more thing I
lead you.
want from you. I'll treasure it, but there's one thing that I really want from you, Elred. Just one thing.
What
That's
that?
a lock of hair from your mustache.
That's staying. However, I will provide. And then he pulls out the rings that you guys got from one of those water spouts, and he hands them over to Elred. He says, I have no need of these if I find what I think I'm going to find in that building. And just hands over these linked rings to you.
What do they do again? They don't actually do anything, do they?
No, they're just wooden rings. And with that, he gives you guys all a bow. You'll know will come soon. Turns and says, I've always wanted to try giant crocodile, and walks off into the sunset, as it were, with Muckstump. As you guys all paddle your way back out into the water, Clapperclaw, for his part, is actually a relatively intelligent person. He leads you just on the edge of the mist so that if you guys needed to, you guys could duck back into the mist for cover. But just enough on the edge of it that you can still see what's going on around you. So he leads you. Actually, he's going to lead you this way. He's going to lead you around the south side of the balloon, where you can see that large tree looming over you that seems kind of old and maybe even dead, but not quite. He leads you past another outcropping where you can see that there is a fire burning. Then you can, and it continues all the way around to you until you see another dock. And you recognize this as the first place that you entered into this region from, up that river. And you land your robo at the dock. There's nobody here except for the balloon that looms over your head. And says, that one will do. We'll have to unmoor it.
Great.
You see Erebus looks lost in thought. You know, that was probably the third nicest bear I've ever met.
The third nicest.
Oh yes, there was a family of 4 bears that I've met. 2 of them were very mean, but 2 of them were very nice.
It was so nice.
How long did you know
bear it.
him?
How long did we know Shimo?
You guys met
A
Shimo.
a few weeks.
Yeah, Elred will have spent 2 Elven Day with him. So and in Wesmia, the weeks aren't really weeks. They're 11 days long each. So it's been about two Elven Days since you first met Shimo. Not a long time.
Probably just like 1 elfin day.
Yeah.
Yep, that's about right.
Well, if we ever get the chance, we'll drink to his honor.
Hmm.
I
So,
agree.
I hear you
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 there.
guys go through the process of unmooring this balloon, loading it all up with whatever materials you have available to you. Clapperclaw needs to be lifted up into the balloon so he doesn't get wet, because he's a scarecrow. And but you guys are able to get up in there, and Clapperclaw kind of starts moving around some of the wires and such inside, and you should be able to go. And pulls one, and you can see a flap kind of close shut at the top of the balloon, and the whole thing just starts to kind of lift after it's been unmoored up into the sky. And about 30 feet in the air is when you start hearing a little bit of a clamor coming off to your north as a whole bunch of bullywugs start coming towards you. You get the sense that they had no idea this balloon was taking off, and now they're a little upset. But you're too high for them to do anything about it. And you continue to raise up into the air, up through a canopy of mist above you, and you are now completely surrounded in mist. And Clapperclaw says, just a few more moments. Get comfy, it'll be a bit.
I'm gonna try playing the flute.
I spent almost half an elven day in a box tied up, so I'm very comfortable.
Performance check, was that?
Shimo flute.
I love how it says Shimo flute too. Brilliant.
Oh,
that
good.
gets an inspiration right there just from that. Okay, so yeah, and you play along. So you've been watching Shimo play it, and you've always known that he just liked to throw up a little middle finger every once in a while when he shouldn't have. And you understand how flutes work. You make the notes, you close these holes, it makes the flute longer, it makes it play lower. Shimo didn't seem to have any sense of that whatsoever, but he also couldn't tell that. Erebus, on your pan flute, now that you actually have somebody who knows how to play the flute, seemingly, at least beside you.
I'm just adding a little note here and there, not trying to overshadow it all.
Sure, and you're able to find that your pan flute is tuned to B, whereas Shimo's flute must have apparently been tuned to C. And so there's only a couple of notes that seem to really work for between the two of your instruments. but which is why it isn't perfect. But you do pick the right notes from time to time, and Dottie gives kind of a knowing glance back to you, which is, of course, out of game, rather appropriate considering the musician Abby actually is. So hey,
Yeah.
like it. Carrying on, then you guys now after about another 20 minutes of Clapperclaw trying to manipulate the balloon, it occurs to you guys that you have no idea how to make this thing work, and you're glad you have Clapperclaw with you. But
Yeah.
he is able to get it kind of moving in a particular direction laterally as opposed to just vertically now. And after a little bit, the mist kind of dissipates. You can see the top of the balloon kind of just disappears outside of the mist, and then eventually washes over top of you. You can now see a large expanse of what seems to be like a forest out in front of you. Well, that was hither. Now we're on to thither.
Delightful place. I'd rate it 7 out of 25 stars.
You may choose to. I don't know, honestly. But what you notice, what you guys are going to notice right off the top, as soon as you get out of that mist, is the air completely changes. What you have had over the past Elven Day of just this thick, mossy, almost decompositional sense inside your nose that clung to it like spores, completely clears out, and you smell a a a floral fragrance instead. Just you escape out of the mist, and it's just immediate flowers, and really bright, warm, spring-like smelling flowers. You can see enormous trees out expand beyond you as well, and you can see that oftentimes there's little yellow clouds that just kind of puff out from above, just off into the distance. There's just little yellow clouds. You immediately sense as pollen. And the sun is here. The sun is already beaming through to you. Bright, sunny, midday. Which is saying something, because that probably means you met Slackjaw early in the morning. And you can hear birdsong everywhere. It is a complete shift. I gotta find all that lovely sound that I had for that. I can't find my sounds! I had beautiful sounds set up for that. And they're gone. Go figure. Alright, well, I'll find those sounds. Let's go with this one for now on. In any case, so you are now, have now arrived in the general vicinity of thither. Let me get you onto a map so that you guys can see that. Let's see here. See what you can see so far. Let's go with thither. Where are we? Thither. Right there. All right. So as you arrive here, it doesn't take long before you start to realize your stomach is starting to kind of lift up a little bit, and you become a little bit more weightless as you now sense that the swamp gas that it was in this balloon is kind of dissipating, and Clapperclaw is now navigating the balloon to a somewhat tall peak right near the edge of the mists, and it just kind of settles down on this peak, and says, and then he kind of points over to another peak through just you can see just barely above the canopy of trees, and he says, "That's Nib's cave. You'll meet old man Nib there. Good fellow. Tough times. But I can't take you in any further if we're gonna be able to keep this balloon working. I have to take it back into the mists."
I mean, we appreciate what you've done for us.
There's a marker on your
Yeah.
token, Scrags. Do we remember what that marker is for? Did I lose Scrags? I think I lost Scrags.
I'm here. Sorry. I'm
That-
here. I'm here. I'm here.
You have
There's
a
a-
marker
I
on you.
muted myself.
You have a
Green
marker, on your
Yeah, that's
token.
from my real scrags.
Oh, I see. Okay, I'm thinking of mine. Okie doke. That makes more sense then. Okay, so, yeah. Okay, cool. So you guys have now settled down on a mountainside, and just kind of like right on the top of the mountain is where Clapper Claws set the balloons. This is probably as far as I can go.
That's okay. You've done enough for us. So, will we see you again?
Well, that depends on how good your friend is. I hope so. It's been an interesting couple of moments with you.
We're a strange bunch.
You're in the Feywild. Fit right in.
I've seen a stranger. I'm just kidding.
All right, and that's gonna bring us to. So he's gonna ask Elred to basically help push the balloon back off the mountainside. And you can see the balloon; it's not rising at all; it's just kind of settling down little by little, until it gets back into the mist, and then you can kind of see it immediately lift back up again, a little bit, and then disappears off into the mist. Welcome to Thither.
Yeah.
We made it.
Yeah.
Thither.
Thither.
Yeah,
And I'm gonna try
we're
and put
safe. No one knows who we are here.
That's probably
We
a
can
good
do
thing.
so much stuff.
Yeah, that's
Don't you try not to fireball anyone straight away, right?
I'll try my best.
I'm going to sleep now.
Should we set up camp?
Yes. I can take final watch if that is necessary, if we think it's necessary. Because I only need 4 hours of sleep.
Mm.
I'm a snooty elf.
That is correct. So you can take the last one. So who's gonna take first watch then?
I can.
Go for it. Roll out a perception check for me, please.
As a variant human, I need my sleep.
Of course.
Jeez, man.
Very
Hey,
humans
that's not bad.
are well known for their long lifespans.
Yeah.
So it is bright sunny daylight, and so keepers. It is bright sunny daylight time. So on this mountainside, it is one of the first things you decide you're going to need to do is see if you can find a shaded outcropping of this mountainous structure that you're currently sitting on. The rock is completely different. There is no moss. There is no swamp. The smell is gone. So immediately your body already starts to feel like it's relaxing a little bit, but you got to get into some shade. And so you guys guide yourselves into some shade. From the shade, Elred, you actually sit out on the top of an outcropping that you guys find, and are able to see quite a ways around you in all directions. And they snooze away after a little bit of busyness, very seemingly quite comfortably. Erebus, what does it look like when you are in your trance?
I didn't even think about this.
First, let me give you a warning. Hey, warning. By the way, I'm going to ask you to decide. Go for it.
Most elves, they do the humana, like cross their legs and just sit there. Erebus almost goes back and forth and does the thing where he kind of scratches his chin and his thought, but his eyes are closed and he's almost wandering back and forth, muttering to himself. And that's it. Which is even more creepy, but you get the sense that Erebus doesn't have a full dice set.
I know the feeling. Okay, so then, and your watch goes relatively uneventfully. The first time in a long time that you've had an uneventful break. And Elred, who are you going to wake to take second watch? Because we go 3 watches in this.
Probably Dottie.
Yeah, I'm in pretty good shape, so.
All right, so you tap Dottie on the shoulder.
Yep.
Dottie, go ahead and roll for me a perception check.
Okay. And she would just respond like, "What do you want?"
Hair's just all over the place. A little bit of drool has actually pasted
Yeah.
one lock of hair to her cheek. Nice.
I have a pink
A nat
mustache.
20. Okay. Yeah. You also get a chance to actually. One of the things I need to look up here real quick.
I love how my perception's so bad that even on the nat 20, it took me a 21.
That's still, you know what? Like, it could be far worse. That's for darn sure.
That is true.
I have a friend in another game who rolls a nat 20 and it's an 18 on perception.
Oh no.
So
Ooh.
yeah, they're basically blind. But you look out here and you're able to actually keep with that 21. You're able to keep track of the different wind patterns, and you can see that there's definitely a swirl that seems to happen kind of nearby you guys on your southwest end, pushing the mists out of the way. And the pollen, it's almost like the pollen is starting to act like it's a barrier to it. Hey, Dak, good to see you, buddy, in the chat. You also look, while you're on this outcropping, you kind of look around the edges to see if you can get a good beat on where this cave was that Clapperclaw was pointing out to you. And you do see that there is near the top of another mountain that peeks out beyond some trees. So it looks like you have to go through the trees to get to it, but once you get to it, and can get above the canopy, it's fairly easy to find the cave. You do notice that seems to be a break in the trees off in the distance that, like just a small little spine of trees where there's nothing. So you imagine there's like a river or road or something along those lines there. And off in the distance, you do see a number of other peaks that just kind of, the heat from the sun makes them a little bit wavy. You can't really tell how far away they are, but they are there. And there's definitely other places that you can go in this new realm, as it were.
Nice.
And that brings us to the end of your watch, again, uneventfully. And that'll bring us to Aravis.
All right. Eris is fully rested now.
That's correct. So you can roll out your perception while Dottie finishes up her rest, and Scraggs gets their variant human beauty sleep.
18.
18. As you are taking your shift, the sun is starting to set and getting quite low in the sky. You get to see where all the shadows seem to cast. And the side of the mountain that you guys are on, the shadows get longer and longer fairly quickly here, because you guys are on the north side of the mountain, sun's on the south side. And without hassle, you are able to hear that the bird song changes. It is no longer the same bird song of a forest. It is now bird song of obviously night creatures, all avian in nature because of how high you are up. Not much for smaller creatures around you up here. It's not cold, but it is definitely not a place you're going to find a lot of quadrupedal creatures or anything similar to that. And with that, your rest is now complete. And you guys can, in the evening, very low light, the moon there is a moon that shines through. You guys can begin your walk through the forest if you would like.
Everyone, wake up.
What do you want?
I want you to wake up.
Okay, I suppose.
Now, it's not so bad. We all survived an interesting encounter with a hag. Not everyone can say that.
True.
That's true. I would lift a glass to that if
There's
we
no
weren't in
need to talk
Feywild.
There's no need to talk about Shima like that.
So I believe we should be off then.
Just ignore that. Yeah.
On that note,
Yeah, so you guys start where you guys want to go. You guys want
probably
to just
towards
wander
the
the forest, or
cave.
do you want to go through to the cave and see what happens?
Yeah.
And
You
since
said we
I
need
saw
to
it last night, I can kind of
go to that
Yeah.
cave or
take the
whatever. Yeah.
lead.
Sure. Why don't you roll a survival check for me then, please?
Does
I'll say
anyone
with
want to help
advantage.
me?
Yeah, I'll say with advantage because somebody's going to help you.
Okay, cool.
I will assist. I have proficiency.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
I am going to change out a spell.
Okie doke. What is the spell you're changing up?
Does
Or-
anyone have detect magic?
I don't think so.
No, I don't have it.
No.
All right. So you
Okay.
start.
I just changed out prayer of healing for silence. I can change that on a long rest.
Nice. Yes, you can.
Clerics.
So,
Actually,
yeah, that's what I'm gonna
it's.
do.
I should also mention now that you guys all had your long rest, you're all level 4.
Oh.
Oh, yay!
You evil man, you.
You know what? Why don't we do this real quick? I'm gonna get everybody to roll for me their hit dice.
Oh, do we roll?
Yeah, you're gonna level up so
but
you get more
because
hit
you have
points.
inspiration, you can roll twice. You can use an inspiration to roll again.
Dottie
you lucky
could, yeah.
devil.
Yeah,
Okay.
Wait.
I could.
That might come in handy because
I don't have to roll though. I can take average.
Yes, you could take average if you'd rather.
Okay.
Here's what I do: you can either roll and re-roll once, always re-roll once, or you could take the average, and that would be fine too. Either way, you still add your con mod, and that creates your next level up. So Elred, you take a 4, and
That being the case, I'm taking the inspiring leader feat, and in the morning I'm going to tell you all a story from my many travels in the Feywild.
I love it.
Alred rolled 1.
And you will all gain 8
No.
temporary hit points after I do it.
Oh wow! Dang, that's pretty sweet right there.
And they last until you get more hit points, or actually, I think it just lasts forever until you lose them.
They last until whatever. Yeah.
So that roll for your hit points, Elred. That was a 4, and then you add your Constitution modifier of 2 to increase your maximum hit points.
Yeah.
Let's see what all else everybody else has done here.
6 for me.
I've got so Dottie, you get 6 more. That's a decent roll for a sorcerer.
yeah. I was gonna ask if I used inspiration, could I take the better of the two, or do I just take the new roll?
You do, yeah. That's what inspiration does. It gives you the better of the 2.
Okay, I'll do that then.
So it's that's a 2. But Scrags, you also have a +2, so you get 4 to your hit points.
That one's a little bit better.
That one's a bit better. So take that 7
that's
instead.
not good.
Sweet. I'll get rid of my inspiration.
And then the question is, so you're taking that wicked awesome feat and making everybody have 8 extra temporary hit points. That's amazing. So everybody, make sure you put that 8 temporary hit points in your sheet.
Now remember, they can't be healed. They can't be placed other than another time I use it. And I can't use it again until a short long rest.
Right. So we're going for ability score increases or feats like Erevis just did. So everybody tell me what you're doing. Are you doing ability score increases or
an extra 2 points in strength, so I'm at 18 now.
You're at 18 now, which also means you have
might
a
actually hit
+4
something.
on that. Okay, so I'm updating your stat screen on the stream right now. There we go.
No.
You are now updated on the
Why
screen.
did I roll?
Dottie, do you know what you're doing yet?
I'm debating between taking Warcaster or ability score increase.
Oh yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
Warcaster can be super helpful sometimes.
Now I got 39 hit points
27
total.
plus 4 is
Warcaster.
31. So
Oh,
I should be
that's
at
right.
31 HP.
Okay, so Scraggs is at 31 HP. Dottie, what's your max HP now?
29,
29.
which is not bad for a sorcerer.
Indeed.
I'm a cleric and I got 31. God.
Elred,
41
you are
over
now
here.
41. So Elred's the beefier boy so far, and then Erebus, what are you at now?
31, and then, yeah, the 8. Because I'm going
And then
to
your
do that.
feet. Beauty. So Dottie, okay, Warcaster. I was just gonna.
Yeah, I'm taking a look
Warcaster.
at it.
It's you don't get disadvantage if enemies within 5 feet of you. I believe you can use a spell with a single
Yeah.
target as an opportunity attack, and you get advantage on
Yeah.
concentration.
But you're already a sorcerer. Yeah.
That
I
reaction
tried
to
to
be able
get
to cast
up
the spell's
the
pretty
good
good.
old yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's a
tried to
tough
get
one.
up the old charisma, or else. What's your charisma now?
My charisma is 19 right now.
You could get a half.
You could take a half feat. Yeah.
You can
Fate
do that?
touched would be an amazing. Yep.
Pretty fitting too.
Fate touched is pretty amazing. You get a free Misty Step and a free spell casting of another first level spell of your choice from the list, and then you can use spell slots to cast them. It's it'll give you a lot of spells. Basically, I'm doing the same.
That's what you're doing. Is you're
Or
doing
else
Fate
you could
Touch?
take meta magic.
That is
Yeah,
true.
that's another one that's nice for sorcerers is the metamagic adept. Just basically gives you an extra meta magic option and 2 more sorcery points.
Well, and I'm going to point this all out to you guys. Those of you who do have spell casting, and you have cantrips, now that you're doing a level up, you can also switch out your cantrips if there's one
Yeah.
that you're never using. So if you have that situation, go
definitely
ahead
do
and switch
that.
those out. Yeah.
And
'Cause
Dottie,
mine's
you can also shape out you can change out your spells.
Imagine getting
Change out one.
cantrips.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
I don't know if I actually have that thing that I attuned to.
The branding iron.
Brand? Yes.
I don't
Hang
know
on,
what
let
it
me see if I
actually
can find it.
does.
I
I
know it
will.
does. I have the thing here. It does.
Do you have the sheet? Because I could
3d6.
never find that sucker.
I never made a sheet for it, or I just made a weapon for it in the Roll20.
Oh, I see.
It's 3d6 fire damage is the damage from it. Other than that, it's Dex plus proficiency.
Yes, but there is something else that happens with it too. So just
Yeah,
give me a second.
that part I never ended up involving me because I never hit with it.
I think I made my decision.
Dottie, another thing to look at is telekinetic. That's a half feet, and you can push someone 5 feet. You can push or pull someone 5 feet, and you get a free spell as well. You get the mage hand, and it goes invisible, so you can do shenanigans with that.
Yeah,
But there's a lot of good half feet.
Okay. I think what I'm going to do the ability score increase because I can put my charisma at a 20. And then I can also put my dex at an 18, which makes my armor class now a 14. So it makes me harder to hit.
Ooh. So you're now at a 20 for charisma, is that what you said?
Yep.
And that makes you a +5 on that.
Indeed.
And then you said the other one that you're changing is the dexterity?
Yes. So now I'm at 18 for dexterity.
18 for dexterity. That puts you at a +4 for that. And it increases your AC to 14, is that correct?
Indeed.
Ah, that was a good... That is a great call.
That way I am harder to hit.
Okay, the brand. I just found this thing here. Gotta find this brand. I just found the page it's supposed to be on, but I can't find the thing. Hang on. I can't find it. The brand. Oh, maybe it's just on his sheet. Maybe that's where it was. Let me find him, and then I can tell you. His name was Agden Longscarf. His head is very dead. Uh, okay. Branding iron. The target is magically branded. You are. I'll put this in the chat here for you because everybody kind of knows about it now.
Okay.
Target.
I can just edit a rapier.
Basically, yeah, it's edit. That's totally what it is. Right. Okay. Let's see if I did that right. There you go. That's the extra thing that goes with it.
Goodness.
Oh, I know, right?
Now that helps my character because I only get one attack ever.
That's right. That's right. So it's got to be the right attack.
Because I'm using a rapier, so I don't get to do dual wielding either. With booming blade, especially.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So
But that booming blade is pretty awesome, I have to say. I love
yeah,
that. I love
especially
that.
with the swashbuckler. You just get in, get out. Oh, what are you gonna do? Chase me?
Yeah, right. It's like the worst cherry picker in hockey of all time. Just like, I'm right here. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Anyway, okay. So you guys are all now comfortably leveled up. Congratulations. You now have the things. You also have your 8 temporary hit points now from the inspiring leader that Erebus just did. And
Yeah, I'm gonna need
actually with
those.
this is what I wanted to actually get to right here. So what was the other part of it that I wanted to pull up for you? It is, where did it go?
Testing.
Maybe I did it here. I'm hearing.
Oh, I was testing the rapier.
And I'm seeing. Oh, I see.
Sheesh.
Let's see here. Where did I save that information?
Oh, did we ever get the? Do we still have his head?
Do we still have his head?
I
Do
didn't
we
think
still
so,
have the
but maybe.
scarf? Because we gave the scarf back, but we blew her up. So I don't know if we still have the scarf. I don't know what the scarf does. I remember it does something.
I'm gonna say roll a d20, and if it's a 10 or higher, you've still got the head or scarf if you want it. I'll say that we can retcon that. Nope, you don't have it. It blew up, and it blew up.
Oh,
I let the dice
What did the
decide.
scarf actually do? We never found out.
No, you did not find that out. Okay,
I
so
wanted that scarf. Yeah. That's
one of the
just
stories that
pity.
Erebus relays kind of gives you this sense that of a person who came to the Feywild in search of something, and having met a a, a shadowy creature, made a deal with the said shadowy creature, and was able to uncover what it was that they had lost. And it was something that they had lost. That they came here to try to find something they had lost. And the story goes that what they had lost was their ability to dance. That they could not dance, and that they wanted to woo some young lady with who happened to be a dancer, and they could not. They simply kept on tripping over their feet every time they tried. So came to the Feywild to see if they could make a pact with somebody so that they could learn to dance, and did. But as soon as you hear that story, you get this sense, Dottie, first of all, that you're really upset that you couldn't actually finish up what you started with Slackjaw, where Slackjaw seemed to have some sort of a hint as to why you were the way you are, why you can't keep secrets, why it's difficult for you to do anything with flame, what all those things are there for. You kind of get this pang, like maybe I could have done something more if we hadn't accidentally blown her up. With Elred, you also get a fairly simple, fairly similar feeling, but it's actually more of a, you get the opposite. You don't get the feeling of something you've lost. It's more along the lines of a feeling of like you really dislike the sense that you've gained the requirement to always knock on a door. and you would just like to be able to choose once before you try to break a door down.
Yeah.
Amongst and other things like that along the lines. For Scragg's sake, you immediately start to kind of conjure up when Erebus is describing this Feywild creature that somebody's made this pact with. You immediately get the sense that there is some familiarity with that particular creature. What that creature was, I don't know why I feel familiar to them, but I do. But you guys all take 8 temporary hit points from this inspiring conversation.
At the end of it, Eris will say, I once made a deal to find something I had lost, or never had in the first place. The price was more than I thought it'd be, but I'm not the wiser, really.
Hmm.
And that's all he'll say about it.
I did. Me spending time in the Feywild has touched me in a way that has left me Fey touched, and so my race changes from variant human to bugbear. And
Variant Fey. Variant Fey.
variant bugbear, and
You're getting closer.
so I have spells now.
To be fair, you did have spells before.
He's slowly turning into
I have
original
more
form.
spells.
Me too, bud.
I'm evolving to my next form.
That's
Exactly.
hilarious.
Or devolving. Depends on
Alright.
who you ask.
No, but seriously, are we going to be using the new rules from the book that's just released yesterday for the kobold? Because I'm a kobold now.
No, we are not. Yet I have to
Damn
actually
it,
get
I
that
was
thing.
worth to try.
I have to get that thing. So that's the next
It's
purchase.
interesting. I have very mixed feelings on a lot of stuff in that book.
It's supposed to
I-
kind of
Oh,
help
I'm
D&D
loving
evolve.
it. I'm loving it.
Anyways,
But we'll get that. I'll pull that out and I'll do a review session.
haven't
seen
that.
On it. It's
What
the
is
new
it
monster
called?
manual.
Monsters of the Multiverse.
Okay, I'll look at it.
They're like
Everything's been
discount.
changed to proficiency.
So it's a collection of basically all the races that have come out in like other source books, as well as changing some of them.
Yeah, so there's definitely a lot.
So instead of
in there.
casting like once per long rest or short rest, it's now proficiency times per long rest.
Yes.
But they've changed it. They've made
Perfect.
things weaker, other things they've made stronger.
Yeah.
But I will say I took the spell Dissonant Whispers from my Fey Touched.
Nice.
Beauty.
So
Alright.
I can now have some sort of a blasty thing.
So
Okay. So you guys make your way.
I switched out some spells as well.
Oh yeah. Do you want to go over them, or do you want to let them be a secret?
We'll just say that with how much we've gotten in the battle, Dottie went from spells that could be used to like de-escalate situations to mainly fire-based ones. So
can sorcerers change out like all their spells?
Sorcerers
Just
one
none.
per
I think it's just the
level.
Yeah,
one per
it's
level.
just one per level.
oh, it
And
is.
you can So you'll have to bring. Yeah, you have to decide which ones you're actually going to keep there then.
Okay.
But that's okay. You can do that while I'm
But you
kind of
can
going
change a
through this next thing.
cantrip and a spell.
Single
Okay.
cantrip, single spell.
Can I look at Eladrin just for a bit?
Yeah.
Or sorry. Let me rephrase that. Can I look at Eladrin for maybe my character? Just
Yeah, because you're still within the 3 sessions guarantee, right? So definitely you can.
because I want Booming
Another
Blade.
one is Shadow Cone.
I don't know if I can. I'll look at it.
All right.
Let's see
Anyway,
here.
this feels like a lot of
Yeah.
stuff we can
Oh, yeah.
handle
Yeah,
in a bit.
there's a little
Yep,
bit that I'm gonna let
sorry,
you guys play around with afterwards, but we're gonna dive straight into this now. So you guys make your way down the mountain. You make your way into the trees, and immediately as you get into underneath the canopy, the sun, it's only slivers going through this. Or sorry, it's not sun anymore. It's dark, so it's for you guys. It's very dark underneath this canopy, and you hear insects. You hear the ground cover like mice and such that move around in the evening, and you can occasionally hear the flutter of a few wings in the trees. But it's pretty dark down here. And so, with the survival check that was supposed to have happened a long time ago, where is that survival check? There it is, 13 that you guys have. Um, Dottie is able to kind of give you a bit of a general direction, but you're going through some fairly thick trees and thick forest here. Thankfully, because of the nature of the canopy, the forest floor is relatively clear. It's not all bushes and brambles and such. Not many small things can grow in here underneath the thickness of the canopy, but you can still go all the way. So it's navigatable that way. But because it's new space to you and you're really kind of going based off of memory and where things were, it takes a little while before you finally get to the place where you feel like you're lifting up towards a mountain again. So you've now come through a valley of sorts and are now climbing a mountain again. It is very much into the evening, and probably around like 2 o'clock in the morning, when you guys get a little bit um, higher up on the side of the mountain before the canopy starts to break. And as the canopy breaks, you can see the twinkles of the stars and the silvery moonlight, not shining down on you because the moon is actually on the opposite side of the mountain. It casts you in a shadow, but you can see the moonlight kind of bathe the tops of the trees, to your left and to your right. Less to your left, there's a wall of mist that still appears there. Um, but you now get yourself just to the point where you're above the canopy, and now that you're above it, roll me a perception check, please. This is Dottie, because Dottie's the one leading the way.
Okay. Not bad for me.
I did not have my spot. Yeah, 19. That's a pretty good percent. So you immediately recognize that this is the mountain you were actually trying to get to. You're a little off course, but not badly so. And so you start navigating the group back around to the east side of the mountain to try to get yourself up to where you thought the cave was. But it's really, really dark. And if, as Clapperclaw suggested, there's anybody living in this cave, they're probably asleep and all the lights have been doused because you can't really see it. Even with a 19, it's still very difficult to see where that cave is because there's a number of caves that kind of, or little depressions in the side of the mountain.
Okay.
So you guys can choose to keep on hunting if you would like, or you can choose to just kind of wait it out until daylight happens.
One of the cantrips, because I got an extra cantrip when I leveled up, was dancing lights. Can I
nice.
summon just some orbs to make it a little easier to see?
Yeah, well then with the dancing lights, just what do they look like when you summon them?
I would say, here, let me see. So basically, they're glowing orbs, and because it's Dottie, and she's a little extra, I would say they're like all different colors. Like you see some pink, some blue, and it's a pretty sight, especially at night.
And so you get this almost Christmassy vibe as four different orbs start to kind of float up around and above your guys' heads. You can start to see them casting small shadows across the contour of the mountain. And you float them around, just kind of looking through it. Can I get around the outside of the mountain, see if you can locate a cave large enough for people to get into? Roll for me an investigation check, please.
Okay. This I'm actually better at.
Nice.
Yeah, you are.
There we go.
Sick.
Takes you extreme little. Once you start to notice how the shadows kind of dance around the cave, you can see where obviously water will have actually come out of the cave at some point in time. You can even maybe see a little bit of the glistening from it, and you immediately direct all your dancing lights in this Technicolor display to open up in front of a mouth of a cave, and you find it comfortably and start leading the group towards this cave.
All right, perfect.
And you are now at the entrance of the cave with your dancing lights in the dead of night.
Well, at least we found it.
He's going in.
Should we wait until morning? Or...
Adventure, let us go.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, let's just go in.
All right.
No time
You
like the
guys-
present.
So, with that, actually, with that 20, with that roll, before you guys step in, you'll kind of one of the things you'll notice, there's a tree that's kind of growing nearby the cave entrance, about 20 feet away, that has something strange about its bark. And so you send over a yellow orb to it, Dottie, to have a look at it a little bit more carefully. And it looks like there's actually a page of parchment that has been hammered to this tree.
Oh.
Huh.
Yeah, let's go see it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you quickly take a step down. It's only 20 feet away, very easy to get to. And you are able to see, okay, it's a wanted poster.
Oh.
It has this caricature of a humanoid, human-like probably, with this wild ball of hair around their head, and a little bit of a smirk and dark eyebrows, with a flapped shirt of sorts, and then the writing underneath it says, "This sorry wretch has stolen from me. Deliver him to me alive and unharmed, and I'll give you back 10 years of your youth." Signed, Granny Nightshade.
10 years? That's not very much.
Title
No,
on
I'm
it,
pretty young
Wanted,
anyway.
Will of the Feywild.
If only it was like more percentage based, like, I got like 700 years ahead
Yeah, I
of me.
suppose 10 years isn't much for you.
Yeah. I mean, for Scrag it's a lot, but
Well, yeah, as a kobold, it's most of my life.
Because I don't have much use to get back. I suppose if I was 10 years younger, that'd be actually a bit of a problem.
Scrag, kobolds lived to 120.
Hey, should I be worshipping Elred as a kobold?
No.
Hang on.
No. No.
That one's a new one, actually. I did not know that one there, Ender.
Yep,
They do.
they are long lived,
I
actually.
think I should be
I do
worshipping
love, like, in
Almighty
universe, the
Elred.
idea that, like, this just has kobold trivia, like, on lock.
Yeah, he's just like he's reached that level of achievement, just like unlock, done.
I
Oh,
thought
yeah,
kobolds could only live 7 days.
I thought that's
That's the hilarious thing. They can live that long, but they never do.
No.
That's true. That is true.
More like 7 seconds.
It's never been proven, but their
Almighty
hypothetical
Elred.
lifespan is 120
Yeah,
years.
when kept in a cage and fed, they were able to live a long time.
I'll
Crazy.
fall to what appears to be my knees and start worshipping Elred.
Stop.
Oh, Elred,
No-
show us
no.
the way.
Literally
Show
grab
us
him
the
by the cloak
way.
and lift him up. Like,
With that
back on his
Amulet of
feet.
Yunlil on your chest
Claws.
too, right? Yeah, of course.
Just literally, like, grab him by the cloak and just lift him to his feet.
Let Lanyil, whatever her name is, guide me to
Lanyil.
you, almighty dragon.
And as you are saying all these things to each other, because none of you rolled a stealth check,
Oh, yeah.
you guys look inside the cave, and there is a small light source that is now emanating from the cave, and you hear a voice. Is somebody there? And that's where we're gonna end.
No, go away.
All right. Housekeeping.
That's where we're gonna end it for the day, guys.
Alright.
We
Level
want to
4.
borrow some sugar.
All right. I'll see you guys later then.
I didn't think we'd ever reach level 4.
Yeah.
Well, we got there now. So you guys have a great one, and thank you guys again. We'll see you guys next week. Then.
Cheers. Best of luck.